we are back out in the asparagus patch. It was pointed out to me in my last video, which is great because I love learning new things. And I might point out, it was very nicely pointed out, which I greatly appreciate, that asparagus is not actually a fern. Mind blown. Yes, I know, mine too. So, asparagus is actually a flowering plant, not a fern, and it actually makes sense. Even though they're super teeny tiny, there are little flowers on there which turn into these little berries or seeds. So that makes sense. And fun fact, there's also a plant called the asparagus fern, which is this right here. There's a few different varieties. These are also part of the asparagus family. Fun fact, these are not actually ferns either, even though it says, or a lot of people, yeah, it says foxtail fern, which is the variety, but it's still not a fern. The difference between this foxtail fern and these asparagus is this is more ornamental. They are slightly toxic, so you really don't want to eat these. There is another variety that's called the asparagus climbing fern, which is really cool. It almost looks exactly like these, but they are very slightly toxic. You don't want your animals to eat them, but they look really cool. So it's really fun to be on social media and have these videos because I'm still learning a ton of stuff. Another thing I wanted to point out is you want to make sure that when they're in this ferning stage, you can eat them. It is edible. You just don't want to because they're taking all the nutrients from the sun and taking it and putting them into the crowns or the roots of the asparagus. So it can take all that energy and create all of the asparagus spears for the springtime so we can enjoy those. So, and they're going to be pretty tough and woody. So it's not going to be enjoyable to eat them anyway. So learn something all the time. So like I said, this is an actual asparagus fern, even though it's not technically a fern. And they are all related to the asparagus. They're all related. But you don't want to eat these. You do want to eat these, just not when they look like this.